She plays 96 characters on this show. And each one is different than the other, man. What is it like? Like every time they hand you a script, you're like, who am I playing this week?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that now. I remember the first one that was different was Shelley Godfrey. And I remember talking to Ron at the time, going, okay, she's written a little different, and is she supposed to be, carbon copy, or can she be slightly different? And he gave me the answer that I wanted, that she'd be slightly different. And so I thought she was maybe more of kind of a sleeper agent, and I wanted to make her really truthfully believe that she was framing him instead of manipulating him, which I don't know what she was, if she was a sleeper agent or not, but...
She was sexy.
But actually a little funny side note, he's hurt me a few times filming, and that was one of them, where I'm sitting in the toilet stall, and he's supposed to barge through the door, but as you said, I'm very tall, and the stalls weren't really made for somebody my height, so I'm sitting on the toilet, the knee was the first thing that hit. It's like barging through the door, ow! No, but and then really after that it was Gina, and that was the biggest departure, I thought, and it just kind of stemmed from there, and they kept giving me different characters, and for an actor, I think that's just such a thrill to be able to play, and especially having been predominantly number 6 prior to some of these other 6s coming on. Number 6 in her own way can be quite limiting, just because she's not part of, when she's not seen by the rest of the characters in the script, you're hiding, and I know you've probably heard this, me tell the stories of this before, seen any other conventions, but you're hiding under a table, or you're ducking behind the cameraman, or you're stepping over a wire and popping up at the opportune moment, but it kind of makes you feel like you're not really in, you've missed the look that Starbuck gave Anders, or whatever it may be, and you kind of feel like, okay, I'm in, and now I'm out, and I'm in. So to have...
So I'm thinking of the time where I had to pretend you weren't there and sit on you.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, exactly my point. I was really not there, but I am, and so Katie sat on my lap. And,
but in front to the side.
Yes. It was actually fun for me at the end because I got so used to it, but it was funny working with a different actor every time they kind of had their first scene with me as the Invisible. And I remember Richard Hatch in one scene, he was like, I had to kind of drape myself over him, and he was so, didn't he like keep messing up his lines? Because he's like, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. And because I'm right there, and he's trying to talk like I'm not there and talk to Baltar, and he's like, oh, this is weird. I'm making it sound worse than it was.
Man.
It wasn't that really bad. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was just funny to see how everybody kind of reacts to it.
Was it kind of like Lauren Green never did this to me on the other show moment?
Yeah, basically, yeah.